Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys in the stream tonight. What should be a good matchup in store for the NCAA tournament first round. The McNeese State Cowboys, led by head coach Will Wade, record of 30-3. The number 12 seed going to be taking on number 5 seed, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, 25-7 record. Tipping off in a little bit from now. If you guys are doing the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, ring that notification bell as well. And wow. What a day so far today for college basketball. The Dayton Flyers were down by 17 points. They completed a monster comeback to win over Nevada, 63-60. The final score. Just one game currently in progress right now. That is Texas leading Colorado State 16-8. Kentucky going to be tipping off at around the same time as this game, as they'll be taking on Oakland. I'll give you guys the updates throughout this stream on how that one goes down. But McNeese State, an incredible season for the Cowboys on national TV tonight for this game. What a turnaround on their head coach Will Wade. First season, spent his previous 5 at LSU. The greatest single season turnaround in college hoops. 11-23 record last year for McNeese State. This season, a record of 30-3 right now for the Cowboys currently, and going up against Gonzaga, 25-7, 14-2 in the WCC. Second place currently in the WCC. They finished behind St. Mary's, lost in the WCC tournament championship game against St. Mary's. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Glad to have you guys join in, be a part here on the stream for this one for today. (23-1) with a starting 5 for McNeese State coming into this matchup. Yeah, what a terrible way to finish there for Nevada in today's game. Yikes, that was a tough one there for Nevada, for the Wolfpack. They were up by 17 at one point, and they blew that game just completely wide open. McNeese State, their best wins coming on the road at VCU, 76-65. By the way, the A10 is 2-0 in the bracket. Wins on opening day by Duquesne and Dayton to advance to the second round. UAB, McNeese State won at UAB 81-60. UAB won the American Conference Championship, and then they won on the road at Michigan, which at the time that looked like a great win for McNeese State, but that win really aged not so well, as Michigan turned out to be one of the worst Power 5 schools in all college hoops this year. Fired their head coach at the end of the year, 87-76. McNeese State picked up the win. And Gonzaga, they spent most of the year on the bubble. It wasn't until the win at Kentucky in early February that they started to put themselves back into the bracket conversation. They were on the bubble for quite a bit of time. There was a lot of people wondering if Gonzaga will be a part of this year's NCAA tournament. They get a 5 seed for Gonzaga for this bracket, and then they had the road win at St. Mary's. That locked them into the bracket in early March. They've been 14-2 since the loss against Santa Clara on January 11th, and they really found something in the rotation with Ben Gregg, the junior from Clackamas, Oregon. They have a record of 14-2 with Ben Gregg inside the starting 5. Once again, Gonzaga, one of the top explosive offenses in the nation, 8th in scoring. They're 2nd in the nation in field goal shooting percentage, 6th in 2-point shooting percentage, and also top 25 in assists per game. This is going to be one heck of a matchup because McNeese State wants to get Gonzaga on the 3-point shooting line and force them to shoot threes. McNeese State is top 40 in scoring. They're number 5 in fewest points allowed. They're 3rd in the nation in steals. They're top 10 in shooting percentage. They're 8th in the country in 3-point shooting percentage. They got the number 3 field goal shooting percentage defense in the nation. One of the top interior defenses in all college basketball for this McNeese State squad. And this is going to be one heck of a matchup between two clashing styles with one another. That McNeese State wants to force turnovers, wants to force Gonzaga out on the 3-point line, whereas Gonzaga's going to want to go downhill to the rim inside and be efficient with those twos on you and take care of the basketball in this game. So this is going to be an excellent matchup in store. Ryan Lucas behind the arc fan, Caden, Jeffrey, welcome to the stream here, guys. Oh, wow, he didn't, yeah, I haven't been keeping tabs on, like, the Red Sox and stuff like that because of, like, college basketball and NBA going on and stuff. I actually don't have Nesson for any of the channels through my provider, so that actually doesn't get through my provider. I got NBC Sports Boston, but Nesson actually just doesn't come on. This McNeese State team is currently built by transfers that Will Wade brought in. Shahadi Wells, the player of the year in the Southland, he's a transfer from UT Arlington and TCU. Omar Cooper, or DJ Richards off the bench, he's a transfer from UTSA. And Tavion Collum, he's a transfer from Ole Miss and Cal State Bakersfield. CJ Felder comes off the bench. He transferred in from Boston College in Florida. Javon Garcia transferred in from UMass. And then Christian Shoemate transferred in from Tulsa. So these guys lined up on the roster for McNeese State, all transfers on the team. They go through a 4-guard lineup with one front court player for McNeese State. And they've only lost once with the starting 5. That loss was on the road at Southeastern Louisiana in conference play, 77-74. That was the only conference loss they had back on February 3rd. They've won 11 straight games in a row for McNeese State from Lake Charles, Louisiana, going up against Gonzaga from Spokane, Washington for this matchup here. 25 wins. That's actually the fewest that they've had since the 2010-2011 season. It's kind of been a down year for Gonzaga. They had lacked those signature wins until they won on the road at Kentucky at Rupp. They're just 3-6 in quad 1 games this year. McNeese State played one quad 1 game, and they won that game this season for McNeese State. That was the win on the road. I believe it was at VCU for them. It was either VCU or UAB. One of those teams is a quad 1 win. They blew out the doors blew out UAB by 21 in that game. Hey, thanks so much, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, man. Charliso, welcome back in. Mario, glad to have you back in the stream. And That's awesome. Glad to hear that you're feeling much better there from Mario. Hockey from home, welcome on board once again. Yeah, Ryan pumped up about the Dayton Flyers winning an NCAA tournament game. What a comeback, man. Like, gotta feel it for those guys that they worked so hard to get there. They slipped down the late stretch of the season. They were really slipping, but wow, what a way to find themselves and pick up the win today for them. Yeah, Gonzaga's always like just basketball university for Gonzaga. Like, they're always like consistently every single year like making it past the first round for the tournament for them. This is like their toughest matchup that they've had in a long time, I feel like, for Gonzaga. For this team, they've won 14 straight first round games entering this matchup here for the Zags. So 14 straight games under head coach Mark Few that they won. 25th season with Mark Few, and every single season that's been an NCAA tournament appearance. 41-23 record in the tournament under Mark Few. Yeah, Duquesne with a big win. I remember the pandemic year. Duquesne started off 16-0, and both Duquesne and Dayton looking for to make a run in this bracket and for a little bit of revenge back from the pandemic year that they had for those two teams. Oh wow, this game's not going to tip off for a while. 7:47 is going to be the tip-off time, so we've got pushed back for like 22 minutes or so for pushback, so it's not going to start for another 20 minutes. We're going to tip off this game, actually. It was scheduled for 7:25 for tip-off time, but this game has been pushed back by 20 minutes. Hey, what's good? Good evening. Welcome to the stream for Adrian on the channel. Looks like he ate some Indian food. That's awesome, man. Kentucky just tipped off against Oakland. Texas looking really good right now. They started off slow, but Texas leads currently against Colorado State 22-11. I'll go through the scoreboards, what went on throughout the course of today. The one I finished up streaming before this, Oregon. What a game by Jermaine Couisnard. He finished with 40 points today for Oregon. 87-73, Oregon beat South Carolina. Dayton, amazing 17-point come-from-behind victory over Nevada. Nevada with a massive big ewe and a choke. 62-60, Dayton won over Nevada. North Carolina blew out Wagner this afternoon, 90-62. Arizona took down Long Beach State, 85-65. Creighton with a win over Akron, 77-60. And Illinois, they played a tight game against Morehead State throughout the first 25 minutes, but their offense just exploded. Last 15 to pick up the win, 85-69. Terrence Shannon with a big game, 26 points. Marcus Damas recorded a triple-double in that game for Illinois. That's the 10th official triple-double all-time in NCAA tournament history, and that offense is legit right there for the Fighting Illini. Morehead State came into the game with a top 10 defense and fewest points allowed for them, and they got blown out by Illinois. 85 points allowed to Illinois in that game today. Plus, Morehead State had like a bunch of rest going into that game. Illinois had the least amount of rest since the Big Ten championships, the final game before Selection Sunday. Michigan State in the opening game won against Mississippi State 69-51, and Duquesne, big win for them today, 71-67 over BYU. And Big 12 right now is 0-1 in the bracket. SEC is 0-2. Some of those Power 5 conferences are struggling. We'll keep you guys posted on Kentucky as they are playing right now. SEC looking to get on the board with their first win, same as the Big 12. Texas leading Colorado State 22-11. Kentucky just tipped off a couple minutes ago, leading Oakland to the first TV timeout, 4-3. Yeah, Mountain West just always having a tough time in the tournament for them. But yeah, San Diego State last year was the lone outlier to that. That just came out of nowhere, that run from last season for San Diego State. Games later tonight, South Dakota State is taking on Iowa State. St. Peter's against Tennessee. So those are two matchups with a 2 versus 15. NC State taking on Texas Tech. Samford taking on Kansas. And then Drake will take on Washington State in the nightcap for day one here. And Texas looking really good right now. They were struggling early, but Texas is doubling up Colorado State's. Colorado State taking on Virginia. Texas is making Colorado State look like Virginia in this game. 22-11 with under 3 minutes left to go before halftime. That is really sad for Colorado State. They have 11 points in 17 minutes for Colorado State. That's not good. That is not good right there. Yeah, Washington State, the first tournament that they're playing in since 2008 there for them. Yeah, hopefully Jalen Hawkins able to help out the secondary this upcoming season. Good to see the Patriots start to pick up some players that they could be able to use. Get some depth on their team for the secondary there. Yeah, I actually have McNeese for my bracket for this one today, so we'll see how that goes. I think the key is that you got to force Gonzaga out on the three-point line for this matchup. Gonzaga's got the size advantage, though. That's the thing. But these guys at McNeese, they play tough. I saw a couple of their games, how they played, and these guys were super tough and physical for them. They got to force turnovers, though. Gonzaga's been really, really good taking care of the basketball. This is one of those games, like, McNeese comes in as, like, a complete unknown into this game. They played a super easy schedule. A couple of those teams were non-Division 1 opponents for them. Gonzaga, it's kind of been a down year for them, but still, they've been really strong like the past couple months, but they played all WCC opponents. I feel like the WCC is down because they lost BYU. It's basically been Gonzaga and St. Mary's out ahead of everybody in the pack. And Gonzaga did beat Kentucky, though. That's the thing. They've really gotten miles better to where they were after that loss against San Diego State, and then they lost against Santa Clara by 1. They've been miles better. 14-2 since that Santa Clara loss for them. So, yeah, I actually took McNeese State in this game, and the poll right now is even. Make sure to vote in that poll if you guys haven't already done so. I don't know what to expect because this McNeese State team has played all, like, quad 4 teams, fringe quad 3 or quad 4 teams this season. Gonzaga has played mostly, like, quad 3 or quad 2 teams for them this year, with a couple quad 1. San Diego State, Kentucky, they're 3-6 in quad 1 games, so actually not a couple. They played 9 games versus quad 1 opponents. They played UConn. They lost by double digits to UConn this season, but they were lacking those signature victories for Gonzaga this year until the win at Kentucky. That put them borderline in the bracket. It's like a 10 seed with that win at Rupp, and then they got put in the bracket even further up, moved up to like a 6 when they beat St. Mary's on the road. Kind of shocking to see them as high as a 5. I thought they would be a 6 or a 7 in the bracket, considering they lost against St. Mary's by 9 in the WCC title game. But McNeese, they're going to play like a scrappy style, like physical, cause a lot of havoc, force you into turnovers. Gonzaga has struggled in the past against teams that are ultra physical against them because they don't have that type of competition in the WCC. A few years ago, Arkansas was laying bodies on them, making them feel bodies, and Gonzaga had a lot of issues with the physicality against Arkansas. So that's been an issue here. If McNeese can make this physical, force turnovers, they got a real good possibility here for McNeese. I don't know what to expect in this game, seeing that McNeese has played like one of the easiest schedules in America, but they got 30 wins. If you have 30 wins, any type of league, your team's legit. Right there, your team's incredibly legit if you got 30 wins out of like the Big East or the Big 12, like UConn and Houston. But still, being a mid-major, 30 victories, McNeese, James Madison, Grand Canyon. I mean, these mid-majors, they blew out their opponent in the conference tournament championship game, and I'm looking excited. I'm excited to see what we got for this one today. This should be a really good game. Yeah, Colorado State looking like they're pulling out of Virginia in this one today. There we go. So Bryce, congrats, man. Still got a perfect bracket for him. If Texas wins that game, he'll still keep that perfect bracket. Right now, they are crushing Colorado State. Yikes. Colorado State might score less points than Virginia. Holy smokes, 27-11 at halftime. Right now is the scores. Texas leads Colorado State. Oakland took the lead over Kentucky. Kentucky with just 9 points in the first 7 minutes so far against Oakland. 11-9 Oakland right now, and the SEC has been atrocious in the tournament today. 2 double-digit losses by Mississippi State and South Carolina. These SEC teams have been hot garbage so far. And on the stream, welcome in, taking the Zags for this one. Alex, welcome aboard, man. Yep, Colorado State looking like they are looking like Virginia. 11 points in 20 minutes. That's as big as a Big U you can get there. Yikes. Only Big U that gets bigger is Pacific. They couldn't even score double digits against Pepperdine in their conference tournament. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. We'll be tipping off in 9 minutes from now for this matchup here. Gonzaga, the 5 seed, a record of 25-7, taking on McNeese State, the 12 seed, a record of 30-3. Jose in the stream, welcome in. Things going pretty well, man. This is going to be quite interesting, I feel like, for a game. 2 completely different styles. I'm going to see if I can get up that percentage, how many brackets are perfect. Just above 2% of brackets remain perfect after the Dayton Flyers came back by 17 points and won against Nevada. Yeah, I got Purdue. I got Purdue obviously winning their matchup against the 16 seed. Oh, the whole thing, I got Houston to win it all for my prediction. Behind the arc fan looking for the Zags dub in this one. He's got them all the way to the Final Four. Yeah, this is going to be one that breaks a lot of people's brackets. Whoever loses this game probably had them going deep, potentially in this tournament. Yeah, could set up Gonzaga and Purdue in there in the bracket. So the winner of this game, this is over in the bottom right of the bracket, Midwest region. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Kansas versus Samford. That's later tonight. It's probably going to tip off past 10 o'clock. Kansas the 4, Samford's the 13. I feel like we might get a high-scoring game here for this one. Shahadi Wells leading McNeese State this season, player of the year over in the Southland Conference, going up against Gonzaga. Graham Ike, first-team all-conference selection out of the WCC. Ryan Nemhard as well, transferred over from Creighton. Nolan Hickman, second-team selection. Anton Watson made the first team as well. He's been there for a long time. He was on the runner-up tournament team in 2021 with Drew Timme and Jalen Suggs. So we'll tip off in around 6 minutes from now. This game will tip off, McNeese State versus Gonzaga. This is going to be a chess match between two excellent coaches in the business. Mark Few going up against Will Wade. Ice Ice, baby, welcome in. Big victory for your Dukes today. First tournament win in a long time. Over 60 years in the making there. Oh my gosh, Colorado State as many points as they do as turnovers. Yikes. Yeah, these games have been sloppy with turnovers. The first two that I covered today, Michigan State, Mississippi State, had a bunch of turnovers. And the last one, Oregon turned it over like 9 times in the first 6 minutes. And then they settled down and they crushed South Carolina in the second half. Iowa State just tipped off against South Dakota State. That game was actually supposed to tip off behind this one, but it's already tipped off. Iowa State with a quick bucket in the first minute, leading 2-0. Basically a home game too for Iowa State. They're playing in Omaha for them. So thanks all for patiently waiting. We're going to tip off in around 6 minutes from now. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell. McNeese State, an incredible single-season turnaround. First year under head coach Will Wade. They go from last year with a record of 11-23 to hiring Will Wade and posting a record of 30-3. Wins against VCU, UAB, and Michigan in road games. But then again, that Power 5 win over Michigan, not so great. They were one of the worst Power 5s in the nation. UAB is in the bracket. They beat UAB by 21. And then beat VCU, who was runner-up to Duquesne, in the A10 championship game by 11, 76-65 in the opener. And the 3 losses have been close losses. They've lost all games by single digits. Lost by 1 possession twice. They lost on the road at Western Carolina 76-74 on November 18th. Lost at Louisiana Tech in their largest loss by 9, 71-62 on November 22nd. And then lost at Southeastern Louisiana 77-74 on February the 3rd. That's their last loss. They won 11 straight. Yeah, I'll have to see if he's ready or so. Maybe at halftime I'll see if I can get him in for Mr. Tops. Iowa State, by the way, is dominating right now. 7-0 for Iowa State in the first 2 minutes. Obviously, that is anticipated right there. That defense is a force for Iowa State. So thanks all for patiently waiting. Kentucky up over Oakland 13-11. Texas crushing Colorado State at halftime 27-11. And we got tip-off in around 4 minutes. Gonzaga, favorites in the line, 6.5-point favorites. Over under at 149.5. Just total domination by McNeese State. Multiple double-digit wins this season. Yeah, big ew for the SEC. Yikes. This is my final stream tonight. I'll be off for most of the day tomorrow. I got 2 games in person that I'm announcing for softball. The games got pushed up from Saturday to Friday, but I plan on being back tomorrow night covering Alabama versus Charleston around this same time tomorrow night. So feel free to join in for Alabama versus Charleston tomorrow night, and potentially we can see an upset there in that matchup. That should be a track meet, first to 100. Gonna win that game. Ian on the stream, welcome in, man. He's taking McNeese. Make sure to vote in the poll. Let us know out in the chat who you like in this one here. 53% going for Gonzaga, currently 47% for McNeese. Yeah, this is one of those games 50-50. I don't even know what to expect for this matchup tonight. This McNeese State team's played one of the easiest schedules in America, but they got 30 victories, and if you have 30 wins, you are most likely a really, really solid team. And wow, what a year they've done it with transfers all over the place. 11 straight for McNeese State, only 3 losses by 9 points or fewer every single game. Joanne, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you back on the stream. Yeah, Iowa State, incredible start for them. Iowa State leads 12-3 in the first 3 minutes against South Dakota State. This should be a fun one here. Two great coaches going up against each other. Gonzaga has won 14 straight NCAA tournament first round games. Their last loss in the first round came back in 2008 for the Zags. It's been a down season for them. We were wondering around a month and a half ago if they even be participating in the tournament. They would have to win their conference outright, but they didn't at the end of it all because they won at Kentucky, they won at St. Mary's. White jerseys for Gonzaga, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters for today's matchup. Verdon, welcome back in, man. Someone on the stream, welcome on board. Gonzaga, a 6.5-point favorite, 25 straight NCAA tournaments under head coach Mark Few. That's tied for the second most all time. This is going to be a fun game here, hopefully. If you're doing the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring that notification bell as well. As we're about to get rolling here in just a moment. McNeese State Cowboys starting 5. Omar Cooper, Shahadi Wells, Javon Garcia, Christian Shoemate, and Tavion Cullum. 2 of those players, grad students, 3 juniors inside the starting 5. Gonzaga with their starters, Ben Gregg, Graham Ike, Anton Watson, Nolan Hickman, Ryan Nemhard, starting 5 for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Here we go, about to tip off. Gonzaga. White jerseys, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters going right to left on the floor. McNeese State with the royal blue jerseys, yellow numbers, yellow letters as we are underway, and McNeese State controls the opening tip. 30-3 record as they attack inside the paint, leaning forward, they got it to go. Bucket score 12 seconds into the game of the Southland Player of the Year, Shahadi Wells. First possession for Gonzaga, crossing midcourt. McNeese State's going to look at the pressure that basketball all game long. Touch pass out to the wing. Here's a 3. Open. Swash. Nolan Hickman delivers in the triple. That's what McNeese State's going to look to do, is that they want to force you to take threes. For Gonzaga, though, they're able to make the 3 in the first 30 seconds. McNeese with a possession. Possession number 2. 5 points scored in the opening 2 possessions so far. Hand off top of the key, Shahadi Wells. Towards his right, gives it over to Cooper. Cooper, dribble drive, turns the corner as he's stuck now at the low block. Passes out to the top here to Wells. Wells rises for the jumper. Deep 3 off the back rim, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Cowboys. Hey, what's good? Lonely Satellite in the street. Welcome in. Thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it. A legend on the channel. Yeah, Dayton came down from 17 to win that game against Nevada today. 14 straight round of 64 victories by the Zags. We're through the opening minute. Watson sends it off to Ben Gregg around the perimeter. Gregg, bounce pass goes over to Watson. Out to the wing. Here's a 3 taken by Nemhard. Connects on it. Back-to-back threes by the Zags in the first minute 15. Omar Cooper dribbles inside the paint, sends it back out to the perimeter. Oakland, by the way, has a 6-point lead over Kentucky, 23-17. These SEC schools are really laying an egg in the bracket right now. Wells has it at the right wing perimeter. Shahadi Wells, crossover, 10 on the shot clock. Wells dribbles up free throw circle. Hands it over to Cooper. Cooper, 5 in the shot clock. Cooper down low. Cooper, turnaround, tough shot, came up short out of bounds. Just excellent defense by the Zags so far. 6-2 for Gonzaga. This Mark Few does it so well. Just prepares his team every single NCAA tournament. McNeese State will go with a substitution right now. No issues for Iowa State. Iowa State leads 15-3 in the first 4 minutes. Gonzaga crosses the timeline, going up quickly up the floor. No good off the mark, tipped up, and McNeese comes up with a rebound, though, with There was a foul going up on the rebound here. They're going to get him on the shot. This has been a fast-paced game so far. Ben Gregg going inside the paint. Did he get fouled on the shot or no? They're going to say no. Okay, so they will say no. It's on the rebound. So that's the first personal foul of the game. Picked up, charge to McNeese. Gonzaga will look for the inbound. The lob goes to the top of the key. Graham Ike, the transfer from Wyoming. Hands it off to Hickman. Hickman at the right wing perimeter. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Watson, lob, backdoor. Ike scores the bucket. 8-2 now for Gonzaga. McNeese State looking to get rolling. Behind James Madison, UConn, and Houston for the most wins this season. Top of the key. And Tavion Cullum drives for the floater. No good. Tipped in. Gets it up and through, though. Off the tip in. Good for 2. So Cullum on the board now in the 4-point game. Fast-paced game so far. I got to get my clock moving here. 17 and a half left to go. As Gonzaga has it down low underneath, and Ike gets called in the travel. Turnover by Gonzaga. Yeah, Oakland is up by 6. Kentucky just 17 points in the first 13 minutes so far. 23-17 Oakland. Kentucky in the same window 2 years ago that they lost against St. Peter's. That's a big, big yikes right now for Kentucky. Lost against St. Peter's 2 years ago in the same exact time that the game was scheduled in the 7:10 p.m. time frame on CBS. Step back three in the air, missed off the mark by DJ Richards for McNeese State. Gonzaga by 4 with the basketball. Watson turns the corner, bounce pass right corner. The 3 is good. Laser once again from downtown. That's the third made 3 of the game of the Zags. So far in the first 3+ minutes, Nolan Hickman buried the triple. Column at the top. Handoff Richards. Slides it out to his left off to C.J. Felder, a transfer from Boston College and Florida. Felder at the top, the free throw circle. Pass off the roll down underneath here from McNeese. They draw a double team. They swing it out to the wing. 7 on the shot clock. Here's a 3. Missed off the back rim. No good for McNeese as Gonzaga collects the defensive rebound. Wow, is Gonzaga ready to take on their opponent for this game? They missed the 3 at the wing. Battle for the rebound as we have a loose ball foul charge to Ben Gregg. Glitzy, what's good? Welcome to the stream here, man. Daniel, welcome back in. Looks like Jay Ramirez, welcome back on board. 26th in the bracket challenge right now. 16-10 left to go in the first. McNeese just with 4 on the board so far, down by 7. McNeese with possession. Javon Garcia, transfer from UMass with the possession. Far side of the floor being pressured, sends it off to Richards. Off to Garcia at the left wing. Garcia, crossover. Dribbles, drives inside, working on Gregg. Garcia, spin move over Gregg, and got it, a bounce plus the foul. Wow, that's a big bucket right there with an and one coming up for McNeese State. Tough shot, too, by Javon Garcia. And this will take us to the first timeout. Under 16 left to go, first media timeout of the game. As we are down to 15:54 left to go, there will be free throws coming up after the timeout by McNeese with 1 shot. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. And hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one today. Type it in, Gonzaga or McNeese State. Right now, the poll is almost even. 52% going for Gonzaga, 48% for McNeese State. Oakland is leading Kentucky 23-17. Texas up at the half over Colorado State 27-11. And Iowa State, their defense is legit. 17-7, Iowa State leading South Dakota State. Yeah, that's a bad draw right there for South Dakota State. They won the Summit in the down year this year for that league. Usually there's a really good team that comes out of that conference, like with a really good record. There was last year Oral Roberts. They got put up against the tough Duke team last year. Oral Roberts again in 2021. South Dakota State at 22 lost by single digits to Providence. Yeah, Iowa State they're just locking up dudes left and right with that team. 22-7 right now for the Cyclones. Yeah, that would be an incredible matchup right there. Illinois, top 10 scoring team going up against the number 1 defense in defensive efficiency in KenPom this year with Iowa State. I don't know if Illinois can take down Iowa State's defense. Here's the thing is that Illinois isn't seeing, like, incredible defenses this year for them. Like, they're not seeing tough defenses like some of these Big 12 defenses this season. I think that's going to be a tough one for Illinois in that game because they can score in bunches, but Iowa State with their defense is just another force. And, they're scrappy. They're top 5 in steals per game. Illinois is going to have their best game handling the basketball. They've consistently what's put them out in the bracket every single year for Illinois has been the turnover issues for them. That's what's been their Achilles heel every single year in the tournament. They lost against Loyola Chicago 3 years ago in the second round because they struggled turning it over. Last year, it got eliminated by Arkansas due to the turnovers. The free throw is good. Back for the timeout by Javon Garcia. So that's a 3-point play complete there for McNeese State. 4-point game right now. As we are under 16 left to go in the first. Gonzaga at the wing, catching fire. 3, splash. Dusty Stromer coming off the bench, delivers. That's the 4th made 3 in the first 4 minutes and 30 seconds. McNeese down by 7. Top of the key. Wells moves it out. A lot of dribbling around the perimeter here with Garcia. Back into the hands to Wells. 8 in the shot clock. Wells at the baseline. Got to get off something. Moves it off to Richards. Takes the jumper off the back rim. No good. Tipped up and battle for the rebound. Pulled down by McNeese. Out of the pack. McNeese able to put it up and through. Plus another foul. Christian Shoemate, the and one coming up. They're hanging in by and ones in this game here for the Cowboys. So one shot coming up in the free throw line here for Shoemate. Shoemate named Southland first team all-conference selection. Defensive player of the year in the conference as well. 3-point play check. Once again for McNeese to draw within 4. 15 minutes left to go. First 5 minutes combining for 24 on the board right now. Gonzaga. Pass midcourt. Bounce pass out to the elbow off to Watson. 5 made field goals, 5 assists so far. Lob down low. Ike. Huge rejection off the block. It's going to result in a goaltend, though. That's 2 on the board for the Zags to go up by 6. Oakland is still up right now over Kentucky, 25-22. McNeese with possession of Wells. Crossover. Dribbles up. Low block. Draws a double team. Turnaround. Tough shot. He connects on it. Shahadi Wells, the Southland player of the year, puts his team back within 4. Outside Nemhard. Bounce pass down low. Pro hop. Ike got it stripped. Got it back though. McNeese yet to force a turnover so far this game. Right baseline dribble floater off the back rim, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Ike had it ripped away from his hands as here goes McNeese with it. Down by 4, looking to cut it to a 1-possession game. Wells at the left elbow. Wells crossover. Dribbles back out top of the key here for McNeese. As we are through the first 6 minutes of action here in this one. Shahadi Wells with the shot clock going down to 12. Wells dribbles, drives inside, floats the pass down low. A lot of contact there, no call. Shoemate at the elbow, hand off Wells. Wells, 2 in the shot clock, launches, fall away, tough shot. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound pulled out of the pack by McNeese, and Gonzaga picks up the foul. They are crashing the glass for McNeese State. They got some athletic dudes in this team trying to wear down the Zags. This has been a good game. 13:40 left to go. 4 personal fouls by Gonzaga, just 1 by McNeese so far. Second personal foul picked up, charged to Ben Gregg. One by Watson as well. And the inbound gets stolen away. Gonzaga off the... as they will go up the floor and score with a layup. That is Strober who gets the 2 in transition. Bad pass leads to the bucket by the Zags. Stetson has a Power 5 win over UCF. Kind of shocked that they get put up against UConn. I do like UConn in that game against Iowa State because that's basically a home game for UConn, playing at the TD Garden in Boston for the Elite Eight. Iowa State is perfect at home, but they struggle on the road. These games, you have to take into account the games that Iowa State's been playing recently are all home games, basically. T-Mobile Arena, where they won the Big 12 championship, is 3.5 hours away from Ames, Iowa, where they play home games. As Stromer took the 3, got knocked down and fouled. This will be 3 shots coming up by the Zags at the free throw line. So Iowa State hasn't gone in an airplane in quite a bit of time. They played the games for their conference tournament around 3.5 hours away in Kansas City. And now they're playing these games for the round of 64 to round of 32 over in Omaha. Omaha's only 2.5 hours away from Iowa State's campus. So they're playing basically home games, and then they're going to have to take a flight to Boston to play a Sweet 16 matchup, and then they'll meet UConn in a road game in the Elite Eight, basically. Because Storrs, Connecticut is around an hour 40 from Boston. So that's basically going to be a road game for Iowa State. 3 shots at the free throw line. First one was a miss. Second one was good by Stromer. 19-12 for Gonzaga. Right now, the poll is perfect. 50-50 at the moment. The second one was good. Third one's good as well. 8-point advantage for the Zags. Luka Krajnovic checks it into the game first time today from Croatia. McNeese State, 5 for 10 from 2, just 0 for 3 from 3 though. Big step up in the competition for this match on Mike Saunders. Sends it off to Shahadi Wells. Wells, around the perimeter. Wells dribbles up. Bounce pass down, low block. CJ Felder underneath here off the pivot, called in the travel. Turnover by McNeese. Yeah, this is just a big step up in the competition. Gonzaga played excellent defense in the win at Rupp against Kentucky. And right now, Gonzaga just textbook defensively so far in this one. Zags with the ball. Nembhard bounce pass underneath and huge rejection from behind, out of bounds. It got sent out by Felder. Same coach 2 years later. Same loss in the first round for Kentucky potentially. We'll see. Last year, 2 years ago, when they got upset by St. Peter's, they blamed the on-court shoot-arounds for their team, probably blaming that the SEC tournament games don't matter. This time around, losing in their first SEC tournament game to a Texas A&M team that had 14 losses. They allowed 97 points to Texas A&M. Spin cycle, Stromer going up, no good off the glass. Here goes Wells with it off the defensive rebound. Wells crosses midcourt. Wells jacks up a 3 straight away, no good. Off the front rim as it goes back to the Zags. Up the floor here for Gonzaga. Anton Watson. 11:45 left to go in the first. Dribbles baseline. His pass deflected. Intercepted by McNeese State by Felder. Here they go. They got serious numbers. 3-on-2. Up the floor. Soaring to the rim. Oh, they couldn't cover. That's a big U. Oh! Wide open layup, and they blew it on a 3-on-1 by McNeese. Here goes the Zags. Left baseline dribble. Nembhard got stolen away. That's 3 straight turnovers in a row by Gonzaga right now. McNeese. With a possession, you got to convert something here. Dribble, drive, right down the lane inside they do, plus the foul. Mike Saunders to the cup. We get a 6-point game. 20-14 plus an and 1 coming up. It's the third time that Gonzaga has committed a foul that's resulted in an and 1 for McNeese State. Personal foul picked up on the shot charge to Braden Huff. There'll be 1 free throw coming up after the timeouts. 6-point game. $11:16 left to go in the first. They had a 3-on-1 and they blew it. If you're new on the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. 7 points off the bench by Dusty Stromer. Leading the way for Gonzaga, 6 by Nolan Hickman. The threes were dropping down early. They're 4 for 5 from 3. McNeese was bringing a lot of backcourt pressure, and Gonzaga was able to get quickly up the floor and take wide open threes and make them. McNeese led by a balanced attack so far. 5 different scores. 4 points by Shahadi Wells leading the way, but they've yet to make a 3. They're 0 for 4 from the perimeter. Kind of not their recipe for 3-point misses. They came into the game 8th in the nation shooting the 3. This is the final one tonight, so this is the last one tonight. Quick update here. I'll be off for most of the day tomorrow. I got 2 games in person covering college softball tomorrow afternoon, so I'll be back probably around 7 or so. Just 1 game tomorrow. That will be Charleston versus Alabama at 7:35. But this is the last one for tonight. Texas looking good. Texas leading Colorado State 31-17 with 16 minutes left. Oakland in a tie game against Kentucky, 33-33 with 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Iowa State a 10-point lead over South Dakota State, 29-19. Tina Weiss, welcome in. Taking McNeese for this one. Welcome in. Yeah, these SEC teams have completely laid an egg in the bracket. Yeah, Iowa State's basically playing home games this weekend for them. They're around 2.5 hours away from Omaha, so the next time they will take a plane will be in Boston. By the time they get to Boston for the Sweet 16, that's the first plane ride since like a 3-week span for them, since before the conference tournament. So they're basically playing local games for Iowa State in the region. Mike Saunders Jr., 1 free throw here at the line for McNeese. 11:16 left to go in the first half as we come back to action. The free throw by Saunders is good. They've been able to make their free throws so far. 5-point game. Gonzaga with possession up by 5. McNeese is perfect. 3 for 3, making all and 1 free throws so far. Anton Watson. Spin move at the top of the key. He's being pressured. A couple turnovers recently by Gonzaga. 2 by McNeese. Gonzaga with 3 total turnovers resulting in 2 McNeese steals. Bounce pass off to Watson. Shot clock's down to 8. And we got a reach and follow picked up. Charge to McNeese away from the basketball. That's their 3rd as a team. Gonzaga with 5. McNeese with 3. Inbound for Gonzaga. New 20 in the shot clock. Ryan Nemhard running the point. Moves it over to Hickman at the wing. Bounce pass. Bring a double team as Braden Huff. But McNeese picks up a reach and follow with Saunders. So back-to-back quick fouls picked up. Charge to McNeese. Inbound underneath. Nemhard sends it off to Watson. Watson moves it to the outside. Hickman towards the right wing. Back outside goes to Hickman. Right wing with Nemhard. Nemhard top of the free throw circle. Nemhard over to Watson. 5 in the shot clock. Watson down low. Powers his way. Missed the layup. Offensive rebound. Greg spin move off the back rim. No good. And McNeese comes out with a defensive rebound. Out of the pack here was Shoemate. Up the floor for the Cowboys, looking to cut the deficit. Shoemate backs his way off the pivot. That's an offensive foul. A charge taken by Ryan Nemhard as Christian Shoemate picks up the offensive foul. Wow. That's unbelievable. So Oakland has a 1-point lead Oakland is in the 200s in total defense this season. That's embarrassing for Kentucky, that they still refuse to play defense, and they're losing against an Oakland team that statistically nothing really adds up to like a tremendous, like excellent executing team statistically, as there's a 3 by Nemhard. 8-point lead now for the Zags. McNeese going to slow it down. They're going to get some sort of rhythm here offensively. Mike Saunders draws a double team. Has it back in the March Madness logo for Saunders. Saunders dribbles up. Saunders drives inside. Floats up the runner. Off the back from no good. Offensive rebound. Put back. Second chance. Couldn't finish. Shoemate with the offensive rebound out of the pack. Goes up. Gets fouled. That's now number 6 picked up by Gonzaga today. Gonzaga making their threes in this game. 2 personal fouls each by Ben Gregg and Anton Watson. So the top 2 front court guys are in a little bit of foul trouble currently. Here's a 3. No good off the back rim. Missed by McNeese. Offensive rebound. Shoemate underneath. He scores. Up and in off the backboard. They're crashing the glass in this game right now. 23-17. It's kind of shocking because Gonzaga has the clear cut size advantage, but these guys are jumping up. They're soared up for these balls. Zags by 6 with possession. Top of the key with Stromer. Stromer off the bench, been excellent so far with 7. Pass off the cutter. No good by Gregg. Putbacks there by EK. Nice little teamwork for the Zags for 2. Kara, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. McNeese. 7-4 leading second chance points here. Mike Saunders, top of the key. Towards his left around the perimeter. Moves it over to a Column. And Tavion Column handoff to a DJ Richards. Richards down to 10 on the shot clock. Richards fires the pass to the top here. Garcia attacks inside the paint. And that was blocked by Stromer. Here goes Gonzaga with it up the floor. Pushing tempo. Kick out. Quarter 3. Got it. Wow, they are making their threes tonight. Nolan Hickman sizzles the triple. 28-17 for the Zags. Timeout taken on the floor by Will Wade for McNeese State. Gonzaga silencing a 30-win team in the opening rounds. 8:19 remaining before halftime, and they're just so well coached. These guys came prepared. They know everything that McNeese is going to do. These guys were studying and studying and studying. You can see it. Just incredible execution. These guys got into the gym and they were jacking up threes because they knew that McNeese was going to force them out on the three-point line. And they are making these threes today. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you'd like to be notified as well here for future live streams. Yeah, Oakland has got a 3-point lead over Kentucky, 38-35. 21 points by one of the players for Oakland, as more than half of the points with Jack Golick. Not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. Gohlke. It's got 21 out of 38 for Oakland. South Dakota State's creeping back in right now against Iowa State. Iowa State 31, South Dakota State 26. South Dakota State's taking their foot off the gas pedal right now. Texas leading Colorado State 35-24. Gohlke. Yeah, thanks for the update there. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. Wow, that's unbelievable. 7 threes in the first half. That's crazy. An 11-loss team from the Horizon beating an SEC school. Man, all these overrated SEC schools this year. Like, it's not looking so hot for the SEC. Could have always gave the Big East a couple more bids in the tournament there for the selection committee. Mississippi State had a worse conference record than LSU, and they made it in, and only could score 51 this afternoon. 0 assists so far for McNeese. Gotta get that ball snapping and moving it along. 9 assists by Gonzaga to start off this game. Back from the timeout, down by 11. Largest deficit for McNeese. Javon Garcia, top of the key. Moves it out inside the key here off the up fake. A lot of contact, and they float up the shot and will get fouled. DJ Richards will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Yeah, I think the deepest one I had was Auburn to the Sweet 16. I did have Kentucky losing to Houston in mine in the bracket, because they were overlooking this Oakland matchup and getting ready for Texas Tech. Like, you gotta make sure you get past the first matchup. Under 8 left to go, media timeouts. Mick in the stream, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. If you're new in the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you'd like to come back for future live streams here. I'll be out for most of the day tomorrow. Got a couple of games in person and I'm broadcasting, but I should be back tomorrow night at 7:35 to cover Alabama versus Charleston. Oakland goes into halftime with a 3-point lead over Kentucky, 38-35. Antonio Reeves got 14 of those points at the half. Reed Shepherd's only taken 1 shot. So Reed Shepherd's only taken 1 shot in the game. That is a disgrace by Coach Cal right there. You got to get that man minutes and put him in the game. That is an absolute disgrace that you got Reed Shepherd with only 1 shot so far in the first half against a defense that allows the 240th most points approximately in the nation for points allowed with Oakland out of the horizon. You got to get the ball into the hands to Shepherd to make some shots. $11-point lead right now for the Zags. McNeese has allowed 6 threes that Gonzaga's made in this game. They got to do a much better job defending the perimeter. Yup, all these SEC schools, and they had some bad losses in the non-conference slate for most of these schools. Kentucky lost against UNC Wilmington. Mississippi State lost against Southern out of the SWAC. Auburn lost a road game at App State. I mean, if you're losing to these mid-majors, you can lose to anybody in the nation. 2 shots here at the free throw line for McNeese. First one is no good. Missed off the mark by DJ Richards. 10-point leads currently by Texas, 37-27. Iowa State scored more points than Texas has in the first 29 minutes of their game. Iowa State scored in the first 19 of theirs, 38-28 Iowa State over South Dakota State. Colorado State has scored just 27. They've scored fewer points than what South Dakota State, the losing team, has against Iowa State in the first 18 minutes. That's what Colorado State has scored in the first 28 plus. 10-point game here. Gonzaga with the ball. doing a good job taking care of it. Ryan Nemhard draws a double team, fires the pass down low. Ike underneath, no good, but got fouled. So he'll have 2 coming up at the free throw line for Graham Ike, the transfer from Wyoming. First team all-conference selection out of the WCC for Gonzaga. Yeah, Pac-12 looking good so far. And Colorado won the play-in yesterday. Our industry, welcome in. Jen, welcome in. Ike here with 2. First one is good. Second shot at the line by Ike and rolled in. So 12-point lead plus the A10 is 2-0 right now. The Citizen welcome in, looking for McNeese. 7.5 left to go, looking to see if they can start to turn things around here for the Cowboys. Yet to record a single assist. Wells flings it behind him. His teammate backs his way inside the low post off the back rim twice. No good by Collum. Couldn't finish on that shot. So it goes back to the Zags with a 12-point lead here for Gonzaga. Ben Gregg sends it off to Nemhard. Nemhard towards his left around the perimeter. Over to Ike, down to the left baseline. Ike guarded by Antavion Collum one-on-one, moves it on top. Nemhard, shot clock's down to 7. Nemhard floats with the runner before McNeese will pick up the reach and foul, and that's over the limit. So, that is number 7 right now, so there'll be bonus free throws coming up here for Gonzaga. Yup, 2 years ago, Kentucky lost against St. Peter's. Same exact time slot, the 7:15 p.m. game, and it's not looking so hot right now for them. First free throw is good. Yeah, I took Sanford in that game to take advantage of the Kansas injuries today. Hunter Dickinson's playing, but Kevin McCullough's not. McNeese with the ball here, down by 14. Really difficult first half for a top 10 team in three-point shooting. Also struggling to finish at the rim. That's uncharacteristic for them right there, as that was way too tall off the glass. Nemhard through traffic with a rejection by DJ Richards. Up the floor here for McNeese with a possession, looking to push tempo, soaring up to the rim as they got rejected by the bottom part of the rim on a layup attempt there by Javon Garcia. Back it goes to the Zags. Corner 3 in the air for Gonzaga. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Missed by Gregg from the corner. And it goes back to McNeese. Got to get some sort of offense going on here if you're McNeese. They still have 0 total assists in this game. And they get the bucket going downhill to the rim by Shahadi Wells. 32-20 right now with under 6 left to go before half. Jason on the stream, welcome in. My thoughts with your Kentucky Wildcats right there. That's another tough one. That Oakland team came to play today, deflected out of bounds, last touch by McNeese. Inbound for Gonzaga. 12-point advantage, just above 5.5 left to go before halftime. Watson at the top of the key, sends it out to his left to Stromer. Stromer moves it out right corner. Shot clock's down to 3. Baseline dribble, Nemhard swings it outside. Stromer takes the 3. Got it. That is the full shot clock that they use for the Zags. They came in super prepared for this game. Gonzaga by 15. Cullum around the perimeter. Hands it off to Wells. Wells dribbles up to the elbow, flings it back outside. Too tall on the pass. It was deflected out, though. So deflected out of bounds off of Gonzaga last. Inbound deflected out of bounds by Nemhard. Yeah, they were rolling with Nemhard last year playing at Creighton. It's hit. So Ryan went over to Gonzaga in the offseason. Andrew, his older brother, played at Gonzaga, transferred over to Florida. So probably because of the recommendation of head coach Mark Few by his older brother Andrew, probably was able to convince him to go there instead. It's kind of odd because Big East to WCC, but both of those teams, I mean, are going into the preseason were like top 20. So high expectations for both Creighton and Gonzaga going in to the season. Always like Gonzaga to be at the top with St. Mary's in the WCC every single season. They're torching McNeese so far. The layup's good at the rim, make it 37-20. Mike Saunders, kick out to the corner, open 3 for McNeese, and their three is just not finding their way down. They bricked it off the rim by the Cowboys, and here goes the Zags, passing over to the cutter. Greg down low, got the bucket +1. Chance to double them up right now, 39-20. Ben Gregg, he's been amazing since he's been inserted in the rotation. 14-2 with him as a starter this season for Ben Gregg. One shot here by Gregg at the free throw line. And that comes up short, no good. Rebound controlled by McNeese with 4 minutes left to go, and they're still searching for their first assist of this game. They led by 2 to begin, 2-0. They've been trailing ever since. Gonzaga largest lead by 19, and McNeese just bricked the 3. This is disappointing here for McNeese, a 30-win team. Gonzaga is just so well prepared for this game. Ike moves it out to the top. Stromer. Pass over to Gregg. Takes the 3. Makes the 3 from downtown. Ben Gregg. 42-20 for the Zags right now. Ben Gregg, 7 points up to tonight. 3 for 5 shooting from the floor. McNeese really needs to get some sort of offense going on. Mike Saunders. Dribble, drive inside. Just a lot of dribble, drive penetration. Outside, he moves it off to the top. TJ Richards will try downhill to the rim. Dump off down low, and no good. They couldn't finish at the rim. The ball pinwheeled around the rim and out. Missed the layup. Up the floor for Gonzaga. Baseline dribble, shutting down the door with a two-handed flush by Watson. 44-20 for the Zags right now. What a game for Gonzaga here. Basketball U for Gonzaga out of Spokane, leading by 24. They came incredibly prepared for this matchup. Like, these guys are locking them down in the interior. Gonzaga with 6 different scores. 10 off the bench by Dusty Stromer. He's the top scorer. 9 by Hickman. 8 by Ike. 8 as well by Nemhard. 7 by Gregg. Nemhard's got 5 assists. 6 assists by Watson. They've had 13 assists on 15 made field goals. 6 points by Shahadi Wells. They've just been locked down today in this game. McNeese has just 28% shooting for McNeese. This is really disappointing. 30 victories. Gonzaga just looks incredibly prepared. Like, Mark Few just drilled it into these guys. Really got these guys drilled in and focused and locked in. Ron, what's good? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are new in the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell to be notified here for future live streams. Got 110 plus watching right now. You guys, the real legends here on the stream. Iowa State goes into halftime only up by 7 against South Dakota State, 40-33. Colorado State making it a game against Texas right now, 39-32, with just above 7 minutes left to go. So Texas has the lead. That's an incredibly low-scoring game. Winner of the Texas-Colorado State game going to take on the winner of Tennessee versus St. Peter's. Oakland leading Kentucky at the half, 38-35. Winner of that game will take on the winner of NC State versus Texas Tech. This game here will take on the winner of Kansas versus Samford. I got Purdue for that one over Grambling State rather easily. I'd be shocked if Purdue chokes it up big time again in the first round. Jerry, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, this is super disappointing right now for McNeese. 8 for 29 shooting, 0 for 8 from 3. I mean, that's the biggest disappointing thing because they came into this game top 10 in the nation in three-point shooting percentage for them. Yeah, they won against some non-D1 schools in their non-conference. That St. Peter's team beats a D3 team by 3 points. Oh, yeah, that's going to be an excellent game on Saturday. UNC and Michigan State. Back from the timeouts. McNeese has been held scoreless last 3 minutes. Down by 24. Yeah, McNeese looking like the Oral Roberts from last year in the 12 versus 5 first-round matchup. That's going to be a tie-up on the floor. Possession arrow goes to Gonzaga. All the hype for this McNeese State team, and they did a face plant looking like Oral Roberts from last year when they took on Duke in the first round. And Nemhard at the wing, sends it on top over to Watson. Back over to Nemhard at the right wing. Nemhard puts the ball back into the hands to Watson. Watson dribbles up to the right elbow, back outside, goes to Nemhard. Launches a deep range 3 off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound over to Greg. Greg underneath, soars up, no good off the glass, tipped around, and McNeese collects the defensive rebound with Javon Garcia. Got to start to push tempo here for your McNeese. Just 28% shooting on the season average. They're averaging over 49%. They couldn't finish at the rim. They poked it off the front rim by Shoemate. And Gonzaga came up with a defensive board. 2 minutes left to go. What an ugly game for McNeese State. The failure of finishing shots at the rim. Dusty Stromer has it, guarded by Shoemate around the perimeter. And a turnover. So Watson, his pass floated that one up too tall off the fingertips of EK. Final minute 40 left to go before halftime. Shahadi Wells over to Collum. Wells has it. Dribbles up to the elbow. Back out to the top of the key. Richards takes the 3 straight away. Got one. So finally somebody can make a 3 for McNeese. That's their first made 3 and their 9th attempt of the game right now. Yeah, just an incredibly balanced game for Gonzaga right now. They got Stromer. He's got 10. They got Hickman with 9 at 8 by EK and Nemhard so far. And combining for 12 total assists between Watson and Nemhard in this game. That's a basket off the floater inside a key by Graham EK. Gonzaga doubling up McNeese State in this first half. Deep 2 jumper, Shahadi Wells. Came off the rim short. Offensive rebound back to Wells. And they got poked loose out of bounds off the Zags. Wow, I did not know that. So the coach at Oakland has been there for 40 years. Wow. That's some dedication, especially at the mid-major level. You see that for like Division III a lot, because one of the coaches that I announced for. He's been at the school for, I think it was like 38, 39 years for him, but that's more because they're there because they enjoy the community. For Division 3 is McNeese. Got to be careful with the ball. 30 seconds left to go right now. And Gonzaga picks up a loose ball foul charge to Stromer at midcourt. But yeah, that's kind of unheard of for like Division 1, like any conferences at Division 1, no matter if you're a mid-major or Power 5 is where it's most likely that you'll be there for that amount of time for 40 years. But for a mid-major, that's shocking because you probably want to work your way up. Start off at a smaller school and then work your way up to like a bigger school right there. That's some dedication there. So McNeese heads to the free throw line. First one's good in the bonus. Second shot here at the line. That one's good as well. Gonzaga with the balls. We're down to under 25 left to go in the first half. Taking care of the basketball against the McNeese State defense that ranked top 3 in steals per game. I haven't seen those turnovers generate into any sort of scoring for points off turnovers. Nemhard, shot clock's down to 6, game clock down to 7. Passes off the backdoor cutter, and there's the two-handed flush by Watson. Textbook Gonzaga offense, half-court 3 at the buzzer, comes off the mark, no good. Hit the bottom right part of the glass, and just total annihilation here in this one. 48 for Gonzaga, 25 for McNeese State. These guys were ready to play today for the Zags. Mark Few, 14 straight first-round victories, and he is halfway home to making it 15 in a row. These guys are just executing at a high level for Gonzaga. This is a major disappointment for McNeese. It's just like one of those games like last year where they were hyped up in Oral Roberts, the same thing last year against Duke, and they got destroyed. Just returning NCAA tournament experience by Gonzaga, and just, man, they're lighting it up. 59% shooting by the Zags, limiting McNeese to just 28% shooting. McNeese came into the game top 10 in field goal shooting percentage, but yeah, these teams that they played were like cupcakes on the schedule. They had a quad 4 loss too. They lost on the road at Southeast Louisiana, 15 with a 15-17 record. Yeah, they were out in front in that conference by a landslide. Texas A&M Corpus Christi was the number 2 team, 21-12. Nichols went 20-14. Lamar went 19-14. So only 4 teams had a winning record in that conference, and then Southeast Louisiana was 15-17. Texas leads Colorado State 46-38. Yeah, it should be hopefully no rain for you, Jeffrey, next Thursday. So this is what we got for scores right now. Iowa State leading South Dakota State 40-33 at halftime. We're at halftime currently in this one. Oakland's leading Kentucky by 1, 41-40. And then Texas is up over Colorado State with 4 minutes left, 46-38. So Oakland and Kentucky just started the second half. We'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Just all these overhyped mid-majors, like, lately, taking on teams with, like, significant NCAA tournament experience, and it's always the team with significant experience that wins. Oh, yeah, good question. Yeah, I wonder myself. I'm trying to see if that's ever happened. I don't believe so. So yeah, I don't believe that all number 1 seeds, all 4 of them, have been knocked out of the tournament before the Sweet 16. I'm trying to see if that's ever happened. Last year was the first time we had an Elite 8 with 0 1 seeds for the first time ever. But last year was when Alabama and Houston both lost in the Sweet 16 last year. Nelly in the stream, welcome in. Yeah, not looking so hot right now for McNeese in this game, unfortunately. Here's one, is that this is not for like all the 1 seeds, but the top 4 seeds from one region lost all before the Sweet 16 back in 2018. Gonna see like what teams were in this bracket. This was 6 years ago. This was Loyola Chicago's year that they ended up going to the Final Four. Oakland's up by 3 right now, 43-40 with 17 minutes left. Okay, so back in 2018 in the South region, this is what happened. Virginia was the 1 seed. They lost against UMBC. Cincinnati was a 2 seed back then. They blew a 22-point lead with 11 minutes left to lose to Nevada, the 7 seed. Wow, that was coached by Eric Musselman for Nevada that year. Now the Arkansas head coach. The 3 seed was Tennessee. They lost against Loyola Chicago, the 11 seed. And then Arizona was the 4 seed. They got blown out by Buffalo in the first round. That is right. Yeah, Buffalo was the 13th. Buffalo had a couple good years in the late 2010s. Buffalo blew out Arizona in that 13-4 matchup in 2018. And then 2019, they had like, I think it was like 30 victories or something like that for them. (43-42). Oakland is leading by 1 over Kentucky right now. Crazy. Free throw the tie for Kentucky, they do. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Reed Shepherd checks into the game for Kentucky right now, and he's going to have to see if he can get going. He had just 1 field goal attempt in the entire first half. Oakland traveled with the ball. Jamie in the stream, Daniel on the channel, welcome in. This is exactly what happened 2 years ago. St. Peter's in the same exact time window, the CBS game at 7:15, upset Kentucky 2 years ago. Huge block right there for Kentucky. Dillingham. Shepard looking to ignite the fire. No good. Missed the three. Yeah, it is completely just slowed down for freshman dominance. You got like grad students playing college basketball and grad students and seniors, and it's all about experience right now. Yeah, I'll probably know them tomorrow night, so I'll probably let you guys know at the night game, Alabama-Charleston, when I plan on streaming on Saturday. I'll have to take a look at the schedule and see once they release it. Kentucky's just taking a lead. Hey, what's good? Sid the Frog, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Just one stream tomorrow. I'll be out during the afternoon for tomorrow. Got a couple of games that I'm announcing in person for college softball. I was asked to cover 2 games over at Stonehill, which is new to Division I in their second year. They're taking on St. Francis tomorrow, so I'm covering 2 of those games in the afternoon. I plan on being back covering Alabama versus Charleston for a stream later tomorrow night at around 7:35. Oakland just took the lead with a 3. Wow, that is well off the mark by Antonio Reeves. We came into the stream 75 subscribers away from 25K, so if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy the content, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell, as well as Oakland goes up by 4. 49-45 Oakland with under 14 minutes left to play. Goldkey has 24 points. He just made his 8th 3 of the game for Jack Goldkey. Oakland came into the game 98th in scoring, 218th in total defense in the nation. They're 218 in total defense. They're 300th in the nation in 3 points allowed for 3-point makes to opponents allowed. They're 200th in perimeter defense. Go figure. This Kentucky team defensively is that bad that Oakland is top 100 in scoring. A double-digit Horizon League team is just breaking down the Kentucky defense like it's that easy. This Oakland team has a major conference victory to them, too, that they have. They beat Xavier by 2. 78-76. They won on the road at Xavier right after Thanksgiving. So they played a couple of Power 5 opponents. They played them close. Lost on the road at Ohio State in the opener by 6, 79-73. Lost at Illinois by 11, 64-53. Lost by 12 against Drake, they lost by 8 against Drake, 85-77. Beat Xavier in their final game that they played during that stretch in November, 78-76. They also played Michigan State later on in the schedule. Lost by 17 at Michigan State, 79-62. Got crushed against Dayton, 91-67. And then they went into the conference schedule. They won back-to-back games by single digits, beat Cleveland State by 3. In the Horizon semis, beat Milwaukee by 7. 83-76 in the Horizon Championship. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, a really experienced player. 23 years old, going up against a lot of inexperienced Kentucky players, though. They got NBA stars on this team, and yet these NBA stars are losing to guys that we're learning about for the first time for most of us tonight. That is incredible. Yes, I saw UConn will be playing in or Connecticut Sun at the Boston TD Garden. I think I heard about that. Wow, this is incredible for the head coach for Oakland, Greg Kampe. Yeah, he's been the head coach of Oakland since 1999 for him. That's dedication right there. One college that he's coached, and he's the head coach for. I mean, they got an opening at Michigan. Like, this dude's got an opportunity if they're able to prove it and take this game. I mean, either way, this guy tonight as head coach, like, wow. Incredible by Oakland what they've done. 52-47 Oakland. Jack Golke just made another three. Reeves responded with a bucket. Antonio Reeves with 18. New tournament. Same time slot. Same network. Same Kentucky trailing against a mid-major with 13 and under left. Crazy. Here's one to keep an eye on. Iowa State 42. South Dakota State 38. It's a 4-point game between Iowa State and South Dakota State at the start of the second half. Unbelievable. That's going to bust brackets. Texas about to win over Colorado State 55-43. Woof. The 1 seed Villanova lost against VCU in the NIT. Yikes. Yeah, I wonder if they had like any injuries or so, because in the NIT, there's a lot of players who don't play, or a lot of teams don't play their best players if they're injured. Because Providence only had 6 guys play in the last game. Devin Carter didn't play. They wanted to have him sit out so he could get ready for the draft. He had a couple lingering injuries that he was dealing with, so Kim English wanted him to not play and just get ready for the draft. Oakland up by 3 at the free throw line. 52-49 right now between Oakland and Kentucky with 12:09 left to go. Oh, man, sorry to hear that, Jamie. Oakland made 1 out of 2 free throws at the line. It's always like a blue blood every single year that has like an issue with one of these lower seeds. That's what's been going on for ages, is like trying to figure out where to put Kentucky in the bracket, because they're like Memphis, like Alabama. Like, we don't know how they're going to come out on an NCAA tournament stage. Like, we really do not know. They've been all over the place this year for them. Texas about to win over Colorado State. Colorado State pulls off a Virginia 2 days later, 56-44. And that game has gone to final. Texas wins over Colorado State. The final score 56-44 as that game has gone to final. Congrats all for who all picked Texas in their bracket, as Texas will advance, will take on the winner of Tennessee or St. Peter's. Bradley, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. So, just to catch you guys up, this game has been a blowout right now, but Kentucky in a tight game against Oakland with under 12 left to go. 52 Oakland, 49 Kentucky. Same even year, 2 years later, same time, same network, Kentucky down with under 12. Like, gotta learn from your mistake if you're Kentucky. Lucky for Kentucky that they won last year in their first round matchup, because the coach of the other team that they played in the first round matchup had checked out. He had already sold his house on the market to go to Georgetown, thinking that Georgetown basketball will be better than PC, and he got swept 3 times this year. So Kentucky's most recent NCAA tournament win was last season against a coach who quit on his team beginning on March 3rd, 2023, when he put his South Kingstown, Rhode Island house up for sale. And it had all his basketball memorabilia, all his clothing, everything on Zillow. Multi-millionaire with a pole in the background that he would take the dive in. And yeah, that's the most recent team that Kentucky beat. Lost to Marquise Noel and K-State last year in the tournament. Jack Golke, what a story for Oakland. 27 points. Kentucky missed the first free throw. 53-49 with 11:55 left. If you're doing a stream here, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring that notification bell if you'd like to be notified for future live streams I cover on the channel. Jack Golke. He's in his first season for Oakland. He was a Division II transfer. This dude was playing D2 basketball last year, and he's out here drilling threes. 8 threes made in an NCAA tournament game against the Blue Blood, and he was playing D2 basketball last year. That's incredible. Alright, so back to this game. We'll keep you guys posted with Kentucky versus Oakland. The finish of that. About to get ready for the second half of action. Unfortunate game here for McNeese State, as they have been a no-show so far. They have got completely destroyed in the first half. Gonzaga's come in incredibly prepared for this matchup as we start off the second half of action, 48-25, as McNeese has a right to left on the floor. They power their way down low and around and out, no good. Missed the shot from point-blank range by Christian Shoemate for the Cowboys. Largest halftime deficit for a team with 30-plus wins in NCAA tournament history right now is currently in this game. Nemhard sends it off to Watson. His pass gets intercepted. McNeese State comes up with a steal. Shahadi Wells takes it to the rim, and he could not finish either. Off the glass too strong. Because that's how they generate their points, and they're struggling to finish shots. 3, swoosh. Ben Gregg from downtown lets it rain for the Zags. 51-25, doubling them. As McNeese bricks the 3 off the back rim. Rebound secure by Gonzaga. Three-point shot missed poorly over the cylinder there by Gonzaga. McNeese has it up the floor. Shahadi Wells, jumper deep two, no good off the mark. Rebound secured by Anton Watson. Blue Elvis Straw, welcome in. Sorry to hear about that, man. Al on the channel, welcome on board. Just 9 made field goals this entire game. It's just And they just pulled out a flat dud in this one for McNeese State, taking on a very, very prepared, experienced group of players here for Gonzaga that's been in the NCAA tournament multiple times with these guys, whether it's Graham Ike. He played for Wyoming a couple of years ago in the first fours. Ike, turnaround, gets fouled, and Ike will shoot 2 at the free throw line. So he has experience. Ryan Nebhard last year played for Creighton, which made a run at the Elite Eight last season. And this has been a tough one so far for McNeese. Ike at the free throw line going to shoot 2. First one's good. Probably 2018, because that's the most recent one for the Red Sox that they won. Second shot by Ike, right down the middle. Big lead here for the Zags. Shahadi Wells. Bounce pass off the roll down, sword up, and I think they're going to call a blocking foul picked up by Greg as he follows Shoemate soaring up, going off the roll down to the rim. So this will be 2 at the free throw line by Christian Shoemate. First free throw he banked. That was way too strong, and he banked it off the glass. Oakland with a 5-point lead over Kentucky, 57-52. Second shot, Shoemate bricked off the back rim. Gonzaga came down with a rebound. Nemhard just going to control tempo. Only 6 total turnovers in this game for Gonzaga. That's really good. Because this McNeese State's top 3 in the country in steals per game. They just came up with a steal right there, though. Wells shovels it to the outside. Here's a 3 catch and fire for McNeese, and they deliver. DJ Richards off the bench sizzles the triple. 53-29, 17 and a half left. Tomorrow I'll be covering just one game, Alabama against Charleston at 7:35. So I'm out most of the day tomorrow. Got a couple games I'm covering in person over at Stonehill in the afternoon for softball. So I'll be back probably around 7 or so to cover Alabama versus Charleston. Nemhard, tough take off the glass, no good. Here goes McNeese on a run out here. Eurostep Wells to the rim, finishes up and in off the backboard. 53-31, a little bit of signs of life, but right now they're down by so much. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt. They're adding in 2. Watson looking to take it a distance. He does, up and in off the glass, plus the foul. Anton Watson with 1 at the free throw line. I forgot about him, Alan Breed. Wow, that's right. Pringle, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Anton Watson, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. The free throw is right down the middle. 80.4 points per game the average this season. Tonight, they've scored just 31. They rank top 40 in the nation in points scored per game this season for McNeese. Shahadi Wells drives it downhill to the cup. Missed the layup from point-blank range. Offensive rebound. Putbacks there for 2 by Shoemate. And McNeese picks off the pass. 16-20 left. McNeese needs to get on the run if they want to have any sorts of opportunities here in this game to chip into the deficit. That's the first thing they have to do, because coming back in this one's going to be real tough. Plus, they cannot finish at the rim. No good, missed the shot. Gonzaga with it up the floor. Very difficult to finish at the rim considering Gonzaga's size in this game. Nemhard, kick out to the wing. Hickman's going to slow it down. Back into the hands to Nemhard. Nemhard, bounce pass, Ike, fall away. Good to go. Good for 2 by Graham Ike. 25-point lead for the Zags. Yeah, Oakland right now with a 5-point lead, 7:33 left to go. Oakland 61, Kentucky 56. So we have a timeout on the floor. 58-33. One player hobbled here for McNeese State. That's Tavion Cullum, number 5, who's a little bit slow, limping off the floor. Man, what a no-show here. This looks like Oral Roberts once again. In 1 year later in this time slot. McNeese is the one getting destroyed by Gonzaga. Graham Ike with 14. That's perfect on shooting percentage tonight. He's 5 for 5. Ben Gregg's got 10. Dusty Stromer is 10 off the bench. And 9 by Hickman, 8 by Nemhard. Nemhard is 9 total assists. Watson with 7.6 assists, 6 rebounds. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams I cover on the channel. Oakland still leading against Kentucky right now, 59-56 with 7:33 left to go. Iowa State started a runaway over South Dakota State, 59-41. Just a disappointing game right here for McNeese. And Jack Golke for Oakland, he's got 27 points. He's made 8 threes. What a story. A Division II transfer for Jack Golke in a game down to the wire against Kentucky. Kentucky's youth really showing up in this game. They had a transition play, and Reed Shepherd threw it off the fingertips of his teammate, and that ball went away. Terrible, terrible tournament for the SEC. 0-2 right now. Potentially could be 0-3. .15.5 left as we get back to action here. McNeese State's with the ball. Mike Saunders at the right wing. Sends it off to Richards. He takes the 3. Comes off the mark. Rebound secure by Ike. Just 2 for 12 from three-point range in this game. Just 3 assists for McNeese. 17 for Gonzaga. Nemhard. 9 assists. Bounce pass and out of bounds. So he thought it was kicked out by McNeese. But no, it's out by the Zags. Not many turnovers today for Gonzaga. That's their 8th. Nemhard picks up his 3rd turnover. He's got 9 assists, 3-1 for assist to turnover ratio right now in this game. That's their 4.5 though. McNeese yet to convert a turnover, but they needed to put those points via turnovers on the board, and they haven't been able to do so. That's what they thrive upon this season for McNeese. Floater inside, no good. Missed off the mark there for McNeese as it goes back to the Zags. Catch and fire 3. Off the back rim, no good. Missed by Nemhard. Ike with a putback. 60-33 for Gonzaga. Graham Ike with 16 and 10. Double-double for him in this game. Off the roll down. CJ Felder underneath soars up. He scores up and then off the backboard. Good for 2. Yeah, this has been a really disappointing game for McNeese State because they have a 21-point win on the road at UAB. One can only imagine what happens to UAB in this tournament. The American is yet to play a game. They have two teams represented on the American, Florida Atlantic and UAB. UAB is going to take on San Diego State tomorrow. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Kansas versus Samford later tonight. Which right now looks like Gonzaga's, they got a 25-point cushion with under 14 left. Dusty Stromer sends it out to Nemhard at the right wing. Dribbles towards his left. Outside it goes over to Hickman. Hickman, top of the key, 5 in the shot clock. Hickman takes the 3 off the step back. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Shoemate. Got to get something here going offensively for McNeese. Hasn't been able to do so today. Got poked loose out of bounds, but last touch by Gonzaga. Got 100 plus in the channel right now. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just one stream tomorrow. I'll be back covering Alabama versus Charleston tomorrow night. So if you'd like to come on back, feel free to do so for that game. McNeese gets the inbounds. Jumper, no good. Missed off the mark by Wells. Rebound secured here for the Zags. Just another level of basketball being displayed tonight. Gonzaga came out incredibly strong. Missed off the mark by Braden Huff. Got deflected out of bounds, though. This will stay Gonzaga basketball. Wow. Jack Golke with 30. That's incredible. This game's been going on for quite a bit of time without any major stoppages. Gonzaga missed a hook shot by Watson. Here goes McNeese attacking inside the paint. Wells floats up a wild shot, draws the contact, and the foul committed by Stromer. So this is going to be 2 shots coming up here for McNeese. 13:04 left to play. Oakland leads by 2 over Kentucky to a timeout with 4:09 left to play in that game. It's Oakland 67, Kentucky 65. McNeese State is in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So over in Lake Charleston, Louisiana, free throws are good. Made by Shahadi Wells for McNeese. And looks like Gonzaga will burn a timeout here. All right, so we take the timeout right now as we are above 13 minutes left to play in this game. 13:04 remaining. Alright, so if you guys are new, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Kentucky down by 2 against Oakland with just above 4 minutes left to play there. 67-65. Iowa State handling at South Dakota State's. Right now it's Iowa State 59, South Dakota State 44. St. Peter's will tip off against Tennessee in around 5 minutes from now. The SEC is 0-2 in the bracket. Blowout losses today by Mississippi State, losing in the first game against Michigan State 69-51. And then South Carolina lost against Oregon 87-73. Jermaine Kuznar dropped down 40 points today for Oregon. And this just been a disappointing game for McNeese today in this one. Really, really disappointing. I mean, Gonzaga's just coming incredibly prepared. You could see just the total difference of strength of schedule paying out in favor of Gonzaga. McNeese just stacked up a bunch of quad 4 wins, whereas Gonzaga always play a challenging non-conference schedule before the start of WCC play. Plus 13 in the glass for the Zags, 17-4. That's the big difference, is the assists in this game, because if you're not passing the ball well, you're not going to shoot the ball well. Like tonight for McNeese, they're 28% for a team that came into the game plus 21% higher this season, top 10 in field goal shooting efficiency, and they just have gone straight to like dribble drive penetration. That's not going to happen against a much bigger, taller team in this game today. And Gonzaga just, man, they just look so good right now. 13 minutes left. Back to action. Gonzaga leads by 23. The lob goes to the corner off to Huff. Huff dumps it down low. Watson sends it on top. Nembhard laces up a 3 off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound back over to Watson. Passes down low. Easy bucket scored by Braden Huff. 25 up here for Gonzaga. 9 for 16 from 3. McNeese just 2 for 13. Javon Garcia at the top for McNeese. Sends it off to Shahadi Wells. Wells jacks up the 3. Came off rim short. Picked up on the rebound in the corner for Anton Watson. Watson dribble drive attack inside the paint. Goes backdoor. Scores the layup. 64-37. Down to 12 minutes left to go. Gonzaga top 5 in the nation in 2-point shooting this season. Just executing at an incredible level right now. 53% from the floor, 53% from 3. It's basically 53, 53, and 82 for their shooting splits between field goal shooting percentage, 3-point shooting percentage, free throw shooting percentage. Quick 3 miss from the corner. Goes back to McNeese with a rebound, and McNeese's pass gets picked off. Watson, and gonna dunk it down with a 2-handed flush for the early exclamation points. This game is all Zags today. We'll keep on updating you guys about Oakland versus Kentucky, as that is under 4 minutes left. Oakland with a 2-point lead, 67-65 over Kentucky. Wide open 3 straight away. McNeese bricked it off the back rim by Christian Shoemate. A 30-win team comes into this game. 11 straight wins, and just can't find any sort of offense going up against just a basketball consistent powerhouse for Gonzaga year in, year out with this team. And there was discussion whether they even be making the tournament for them around like a month and a half ago, as they score another bucket inside the low post with Braden Huff. And just a complete egg in this one today for McNeese. Wells, his pass down low, dumps it off. There's the 2-handed flush, skying up by Christian Shoemate. Yeah, good question. I'll dig into some of the stuff and see if they ever led in this game. This game that Kentucky's playing right now looks reminiscent to the St. Peter's game from 2 years ago, where it was back and forth and close the whole way, and then they lost in overtime. Kentucky largest lead has been by 2. Oakland led by 7. The largest lead. Right now, Oakland leads by 4, 69-65 with 3:46 left. We're going to take the timeout here. Just above 10 minutes left to go in this game. Giant killers. Youth for Kentucky showing up again, as Oakland led by a 23-year-old Jack Golke at the free throw line, leads by 4 with 3:33 left. Unbelievable. Golke makes the first free throw. Right now we're in a timeout here. I'll get the timeout slide. Unbelievable. Jack Golke has 32 points. If you're fans out there of Alabama, Texas A&M, you're going to be feeling real nervous. Florida, going to be feeling real nervous about tomorrow's games for those teams specifically. Kentucky missed a shot. They couldn't come up with a rebound. Oakland secured the board, but they picked up the over the back. Iowa State right now is running away with it against South Dakota State. Iowa State 68, South Dakota State 49. So right now we're just in a timeout. We'll keep you posted on the Oakland versus Kentucky. 71-65 Oakland with 3:15 left. A 6-point lead by Oakland. Kentucky buries the 3-point game. 3:05 left. 71-68. Absolutely embarrassing for the SEC. You know what the sad part about it is, Vegas, is that we could have had another Big East team in the tournament. Mississippi State was 8-10 in the SEC. They had a worse record than LSU, and they made it into the tournament. Like, it makes no sense. It's so weird. We come back to action right now, 68-39. We'll keep you posted with Oakland versus Kentucky. I get a 4-cam view right now that I'm watching currently. 10 minutes left to play here. Inside, Gonzaga with a floater, +1. Braden Huff scores the bucket, and a free throw coming up. Huff with 1 at the free throw line, under 10 minutes left. Oakland with a 5-point lead once again against Kentucky, down to 2 minutes left. 73-68, and Kentucky just airballed one. The Reeves got it back. Free throw is good by the Zags. Shahadi Wells down low for McNeese, off the glass, no good. Put back, no good as well. Pinwheels around the defense, and it goes out of bounds, touched by Gonzaga. Yeah, I honestly thought that this would be a really good game. It turned out that it was, it's crazy. Oakland is ranked in the 200s in total defense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oakland looking like they're going to escape with a victory here. .117 left. Kentucky's only led once the entire game by 2. McNeese heading to the free throw line with Christian Shoemates. First one bricked off the back rim. Second shot was a wedgie, got stuck. So this will be Gonzaga basketball. That's a big 3 by Kentucky there to pull win in one, 75-74. Final minute left to go between Oakland and Kentucky. Oakland leads 75-74. We'll just get you guys posting on Oakland versus Kentucky right now. Absolutely craziness going on in that game. I get the timer with the score here to keep you guys updated, but obviously it's not even close. 73-39 in this McNeese-Gonzaga game with 9 minutes left. Oakland, corner three. Oh, they hit it! Oakland rips down a three to lead by 4 with 28.8 seconds left to go. Oakland 78, Kentucky 74. That's a big U for the SEC in Kentucky. McNeese got a block, tipped off the glass, no good. Thrown down, though, with a two-handed flush by Shoemate. Oakland and Kentucky have gone to a timeout right now. 8:40 left to go here. Gonzaga with the ball. Dribbling up inside the key. Watson tried to take it a distance. Missed the layup. Got it back going up and stepped out of bounds with it was Gonzaga. If you're new to the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well. Oakland 78. Kentucky 74 with 28.8 seconds left to go. Absolutely sad for Kentucky. 2 years later, same network, same time, same upset. You thought it could get bad losing to an MAAC school. Could get even worse losing to a Horizon League school. Yikes. This game here, Gonzaga McNeese, we're down to just above 8 minutes left. Winner of this game will take on Samford or Kansas in the next round. Kansas the 4, Samford the 13. Kentucky just missed a shot. Oakland gets the rebound, and Kentucky picks up a foul with 18 seconds left. Unbelievable. St. Peter's just tipped off against Tennessee. By the way, the SEC is 0 for 2. Looking like it's going to be 0 for 3. Oakland with a Power 5 win against Xavier earlier on this season. I mean, those teams are out for blood in the bracket. If you have a Power 5 win already, or a major conference win, they beat Xavier. If you get a major conference win, then you're already out for blood when you beat a Big East program. We've actually gone on a timeout here, so 7:53 left. St. Peter's versus Tennessee just tipped off. Unbelievable. Oakland makes both of the free throws, 5-point lead with 17 seconds left, and a lot of galloping up the floor here for Reed Shepherd. Antonio Reeves almost lost the dribble. They shoot a shot with 8 seconds. It comes off rim short. Kentucky chokes again in the 7:15 p.m. time slot under Coach Cal once again. Despicable. No lifetime contact. No lifetime contract. Gonna fire Coach Cal at the end of this one. Who loses to Oakland? Who loses to a team in the Horizon League? That's a big U. Oh, that's bad. Losing to a Horizon League team. That's god-awful. I thought it was bad when An NEC school picked up a win over Purdue last year. Who loses to a Horizon League team? Oakland with the lead, 79-74 with 5 seconds left. The Utes showed up today for Kentucky. What a disgrace. 5 seconds left to go in that game. Iowa State destroying South Dakota State 74-50. And SEC is going to be 0-3 in the brackets. SEC with Tennessee playing right now. That's the lone SEC school that's playing later tonight. St. Peter's looking to do the unthinkable again and win in the first round. This game here, Gonzaga and McNeese has not been close. 75-42 with under 8 minutes left to play. McNeese with a 3. It's been a brick fest today. Kentucky gets the inbound at 79-76 with 3.9 seconds. So it was off of Oakland last. Kentucky wide open on the inbound and scored the buckets. But you're going to have to, force a steal, chuck up a circus shot with 3 seconds left to go. Make sure that both feet are behind the arc and force overtime if you're Kentucky. That's the only way that you're able to win the game. Or get a steal and then get an and one. As you're going to have to make one, get a steal at the rim and then draw contact from another guy. McNeese punches it down with shoemates. They have some highlight reel guys, but I mean, it's not translating to winning right now in this game. I mean, this Gonzaga team is just so well coached. This game, Gonzaga McNeese, reminds me of Oral Roberts and Duke from a year ago. 2 shots at the free throw line here for Ben Gregg. First one's good. Okay, here we go. 3.9 seconds left between Oakland and Kentucky. Oakland's about to inbound right now. Kentucky would need a steal and a bucket. Preferably a steal, bucket, and one. You're going to have to get a body around you, or you're going to have to do a steal around the perimeter here and fling up a wild shot, and they have to draw a foul. So Kentucky commits a foul with 3.9. All the NBA talent, and they lose to Oakland. That is pathetic. If Oakland makes a free throw here, they'll win. They get a 79.5% free throw shooter at the line, but he's only shooting 3 for 7 in this game. 6 minutes left to go between Gonzaga and McNeese States. Oakland and Kentucky's down to 3.9 seconds left, and the first free throw is missed by Oakland. Oakland's going to take their final timeout. If they make a free throw, they'll win the game. They will be up by 4. So if they make the free throw, they would win the game. It's been brick city today for McNeese here. 29% from the floor, 2 for 17 from 3. Just, man, absolute typical fade of the tournament for McNeese. Skip pass, left quarter, Gonzaga, open 3. They came to play today and make their threes. 80-46 for the Zags. 10 points off the bench by Dusty Stromer. Double-doubles by Graham Ike, a 16 and 10. And Anton Watson has almost a triple-double, a 13, 13, and 9 right now. Okay, here we go. Oakland, 3.9 seconds against Kentucky. It's Oakland 79, Kentucky 76. If Oakland makes this free throw, they will win. Rip all to the perfect brackets if the free throw is made by Trey Townsend. 79.5% free throw shooter. One free throw to win the game and put his team up by 4 for Oakland. Oh, he does it. Oakland by 4, 80-76 as Coach Cal has to burn a timeout. Who loses to a Horizon League school? Oh my goodness. Second straight year in a row. Unbelievable. Four-point lead by Oakland, 80-76 with 3.9 seconds left. I mean, going to be looking at other coaching options, I would imagine. The one and done just isn't breaking the bank anymore when it comes down to March Madness and college basketball. Tennessee is leading St. Peter's early 10-5 right now. St. Peter's playing them tough early on, though. It's March Madness time. Unbelievable. They choke again. 2 years later in the same time slot, Kentucky bricks the three. It is over. Oakland from the Horizon League pulls off the upset and wins over Kentucky. The final score 80-76 as Kentucky loses against the team from the Horizon League. That is embarrassing. Next tournament going to be a big one for Kentucky. Oh, wait. Going to have to get a new head coach. What a national disgrace right there. I mean, this is going to be it for Coach Cal, you would imagine. Like, this has to be it. You can't be losing against mid-majors. Second trip as a heavy, higher seed. You can't be. I mean, the only coach that you beat was a coach that sold his house on Zillow 12 days before the start of the NCAA tournament last year. That's the only coach that you beat. Was a coach that recorded 2 conference wins this year in the Big East. That's the only coach that you beat. Ed Coley, last year, gave up on his team, sold his house in early March. A Division II player scores 30 points against a blue blood and wins the game. I don't know how you keep a job right there. A D2 player, D2, scores 30 plus points on you. Wasn't even recruited at D1, scores 30 plus points on NBA talent players, on lottery picks. He drops down 30 for a D2 player. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you'll be able to coach again for Coach Cal. Just a national disgrace what today happened in this game. That is an absolute national disgrace. And, I mean, Coach Cal needs to be coaching at Transylvania very soon. He can't, there's no way he's going to be able to get another D1 possession. Might as well bounce back to D3 and go to Transy. Unbelievable. The Oakland coach, I think he just solidified himself as the new head coach of Michigan for next season. I mean, Michigan looking for a head coach. I mean, wow, what a story. You got a Division II player that's dropped down 30 against NBA lottery picks. .32 points by Jack Golke, outplaying everybody today. They were a 13.5-point underdog going into that game. The coach had been the head coach at Oakland. That's the only Division I coaching job he's had since 1999. He was the head coach there. 80-76, Oakland will take on the winner of Texas Tech, NC State in the second round. That is unbelievable. And we'll see if Tennessee loses against St. Peter's. I mean, that might be the 15 versus 2 to watch out for. Tennessee has a 10-5 lead right now against St. Peter's. Back to action in this one. Shoemate throws it down with a two-handed flush. The final 3.5. 19 points, 80% shooting by Christian Shoemate today. They never got into any sort of passing with this team from McNeese State. They were just trying to drive against Gonzaga's defense, and it got them nowhere in this game. Gregg moves down on top. Here's a three. Bricked off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by McNeese. So we're down to the final 3 minutes left to go. Obviously, it's just an unfortunate game for McNeese. Another step up, playing a bottom 30 schedule in the nation this season. McNeese switches to 3. If they had those going on early, it would be a much better game, but really struggling from three-point range for a team that ranked top 10 in the nation, and three-point shooting just 4 for 20 in this game from three-point range. Gonzaga, they were making their threes right out of the gate. 10 for 20, 50% even from 3. Thanks so much, all, for joining in. Before I do sign off tonight, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring that notification bell as well. And tomorrow night, I'll be back. Just one stream tomorrow. It will be Charleston against Alabama at 7:35. Iowa State picks up the win, 82-65 over South Dakota State. Bounce pass off the spin. Shoemate moves it out to the top. Wells with a 3. Came up short. Offensive rebound back to McNeese. Here's a 3. They take it, and they make it. Gonna slow it down here for Gonzaga. Significant lead basically throughout, like, the last 30 minutes of elapsed time in this game. Floater off the back rim, missed by the Zags. They get the reserves into the game now. Number 15, Joe Few. That is the head coach's son, who's out on the floor right now. You know things are good for Gonzaga when they're up by that much. Shoemate off the down low, received it. We get a foul committed before the shot, picked up by Gonzaga, though. Yeah, that should be a really good game tonight. Drake and Washington State. Wow, so many people picked Kentucky to make a deep run. Wow. So 1:38 left to go. Tennessee up by 10 over St. Peter's, 15-5. I mean, this team with McNeese had 30 wins, but just a big step up today in this game. This is no longer Southland Conference basketball going up against a WCC program with Gonzaga that's won 14 straight NCAA tournament games in a row, and they've just been consistent every single year under head coach Mark Few, making it to the bracket every single year. So crushing for McNeese for these guys, but part of the greatest single season turnaround in college basketball history. 11 wins last year, 19 wins greater this year with 30. Just a totally different look in terms of non-conference games. If they keep Will Wade, I mean, they should really see if they can schedule some of these, like, power conference teams in the offseason next November and December, because Gonzaga does that every single season for them. They scheduled UConn in the non-conference slates. They had a couple losses early on that really docked their resume, like the one against in-state rival Washington in the non-conference slates. They weren't even in the tournament bracket, and it was so odd. They weren't even in the tournament bracket until like the win over Kentucky at Rupp in early February. That got them into the bracket, and then what locked them into the bracket was the win on the road at St. Mary's. They beat St. Mary's in a road game to close out the regular season. And that put them right into the bracket locked. Wow, 0.02% brackets remain perfect. Yep. That busted up everybody's bracket there for Kentucky. First free throw bounced in for McNeese. It's actually 83-64 in the final minute. Second free throw is good. 30-win team didn't show up in this game higher, much higher for Gonzaga in terms of quality opponents, and plus what they do in the non-conference slate is just incredible. Getting all those like major conference schools in the off season for them to play them in November and December. But for McNeese in the future, you got to look at building stock in your schedule. If you have Will Wade stay, a chance to build up the program and get his team back to the tournament for next year. Obviously, they play in a very easy conference. Gonzaga's got St. Mary's, so it's not like McNeese's, but Gonzaga and St. Mary's, with what they do, they've been able to elevate their games, and they've tried to make sure that the other teams in the conference elevates themselves too. Like Santa Clara beat Gonzaga early on. San Francisco has been pretty competitive for them. They made the tournament a couple years ago for San Francisco. It's been those groupings of teams. BYU went to the Big 12. But as long as St. Mary's is always good, which they are, like around that 5-6 seed line consistently for St. Mary's, Gonzaga's always going to be there. The WCC off the back rim, soared up with a two-handed flush for the Zags to put on the exclamation points. And this one, they made the free throw right before. We're down to, my clock's a little bit ahead right here. We're down to 7 seconds left. 30-win McNeese just overpowered in this game. Congratulations out to Gonzaga. Mark Few, as head coach, has won 15 straight first-round games as he annihilates McNeese State. In their first round matchup, Gonzaga's moving on to round number 2 as they pick up the win, 86-65, the final score. Thanks for joining in tonight, being a part of this stream. I'll be back tomorrow night. Just one game because I'm out during the afternoon tomorrow. It will be Alabama versus Charleston tomorrow night around 7:35 p.m. But we wrap up with this one here. Gonzaga picks up the win over McNeese State, and we will wrap up. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams here. We got Jason, Warren, Rajeep, I Am Ghost, Russell, John, Mark, Kelly, Jeffrey, Vegas, Oink Oink, Michael, Katie, Bradley, Daniel, Derek, Sister Surround, Mario, Guido, SG Sports Talk, Ice Ice, Baby, Robin, and Melinda. Thanks all for joining in, being on the part of the stream for this one, as Gonzaga moves on to the second round as they'll face the winner of Kansas versus Sanford in round 2 as Gonzaga destroys McNeese State. Thanks all for joining in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of their Thursday nights.